Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 1st of April. Starting off with the S&P, which has nominally bounced at the initial March support there around the 5,500 level. The situation now is that we're hoping that yesterday's 54.88 low will be the low of the current move, and the double test of that sub or that 5,500 area will mark the low for this market. Obviously, the initial resistance there, 5,800. If you're cautious, you'd be waiting for more, i.e. the RSI to get back above neutral 50 versus 40 at the moment, and perhaps another confirmation of a potential turnaround. Moving on to the Nasdaq 100, and here bear trap rebound from below the initial March support there, so from below 19,100, so decent show there. Hit that line that we'd arranged for this market previously, so hopefully that's all that'll be required. Once again, if you're fussy, you'd be waiting for another end-of-day close back above 19,100 or the RSI to get back above neutral 50, but the first sign of a recovery. Moving on to the stocks, and still not too many as compared to normal. Here we've got ASP and bouncing hard off a rising trend channel there from back in September. Initial target here, the 50-day line at $5, best case by the end of next month, $7.30 at the top of that rising trend channel, with the resistance line there from November. Moving on to Blue, otherwise known as Bluebird Bio, and here a situation where hopefully we've got a lasting turnaround. We've had an extended sideways move towards the in the $4 area, and the share's not quite gapping up yesterday, but looks as though we've got a U-shaped turnaround, and hopefully an end-of-day close back above the 50-day line could lead to the top of the channel and filling the gap from February up to $6.88 or so. Onto a stock we've looked at before, and here we have Gorilla Technology Group bouncing again hard off the floor of a rising trend channel there from back in October. Also a rising 50-day line, which is a double bonus, and a W-shaped turnaround, recent neckline resistance around 28.30, and above that looking for the top of the channel there, heading as high as $55 maybe by the end of next month. So hoping that this will finally be the turnaround. Extended RSI bouncing towards the 50 level, the neutral 50 level, which tends to be leading indicator on the upside. Moving on to Homestreet, and here best trap island reversal. Well, I suppose it is in some ways. We gapped down horrifically, gapped up again in November, but the overall pattern of a bear trap gap reversal above the initial 2025 resistance there, $11.30, looking for the top of that triangle there at $14.85 by the end of next month, or even the way things are going by the end of this month. We return to the next stock, which is Huachen, and here you can see that we've still got this rising trend channel, very little charting material to go on, but we have bounced off the floor of that channel, so it looks as though the stock can see those lines and the top of the channel there as high as $12 by the end of this month if we keep on going. Said MicroAlgo is a favorite, not only because of the name, but also because of the performance of the shares. Here you can see that we managed to hit our second target there around the $26 mark, and above that, looking for the shares to head to a higher level, up to as high as $46 by the end of next month. Initially, the resistance there, and just I think the stock can see it, the old June low there, around $31, so maybe watch out for that ahead of a potential move to the mid-40s. Another stock which has been a regular here of late is Regencell, and here, after hitting various targets, the shares have bounced off the first target there around $27. Above that, we're looking for a return to the $40 area, which was our second target on this situation. Onto a stock which you haven't looked at before, which is Surgepays, and here maybe an interesting one in the sense that the shares gapped up and have basically returned to test old resistance, December-January resistance as new support around $1.80. Above $1.80, we're looking for the shares to hit that line maybe as high as $3 by the end of next month, giving the shares plenty of time to achieve that goal. Finish off with Zenvia, and here we managed to push through the 50-day line there at $2.05. Above that, we're looking at the top of that rising trend channel from back in July last year, as high as $3.20 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of resistance on the way down around the $1.90 level. A bit of bullish divergence in there ahead of the latest move, so that gives us a little bit more confidence. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.